Whether you're a seasoned educator who's looking to level up your skills, or if you're someone who's passionate about making a difference in the lives of students, you have come to the right place. Welcome to Train Brain, your go-to destination for all the things related to your teaching and teaching certifications. Hi, my name is Divya. I'm thrilled to be your Montessori guide on this exciting journey towards achieving your teaching certification goals in association with International Montessori Teacher Training Institute. IMTTI is offering diploma certification programs and the admissions are open. If you're an aspirant for 2024 April, May and June batch, this is the right time for you to apply and the applications are open. So in this video today, I'm going to help you about what do we do in this course. It is not only about making you pass the exams, but it is also about empowering each one of you, each one of the student who is enrolled with us to make sure that they become the best educator that they can be. Right from practical tips to strategies to in-depth insights into the certification programs, we have got you covered every step of the way. Okay, so that's not enough, but you got to understand a little bit more. When you're here to explore about the certification options, you gain valuable teaching skills. You can simply connect with our community, the like-minded individuals and teachers, and you can do this either coming to our centers or virtually sitting from your home. Okay, so go ahead, hit the subscribe button, join our growing family of passionate educators. Stay tuned with me till the end of the video, wherein I'm going to take you through the course, the syllabus, who is eligible to take it up, what is the fee structure, what are the syllabus that we're going to be covering, which is going to make a meaningful impact in the world of education and Montessori. Okay, so stay tuned with me. So welcome to International Montessori Teacher Training Institute. Our applications are open from the coming week for our April, May and the June batches. Let me first introduce you to our institute. So we are into offering early childhood education. We have two institutes. One is International Montessori Teacher Training Institute, IMTTI, and International Institute of Early Childhood Care and Education. Now, both these institutes are established to meet the growing demand for early childhood educators in India and also in abroad. So do we have students from all the states of India? We have students enrolling from Gulf countries, North America, Europe, South Africa, Australia, Singapore, Indonesia, and many more. They are here to participate in the various programs which is offered by us. So we provide diploma certification programs for both IMTTI and for IIECCE, which is not only helping for our students to learn about, but they can also become the aspiring educators. They would also ensure that they get the holistic development and the lesson planning so that they would be able to help children to learn. And where can they work? They can work and teach children between 3 to 6 years of age. Anywhere in the world, they can actually take up this job profile. Now, what about our recognitions and affiliations? First, we are affiliated since we are an Indian-based institute. We are affiliated with Bharat Sevak Samaj. So IMTTI is affiliated with BSS and we are affiliated with All India Council of Education. And we are with IAO, that's International Accreditation Organization. We're also with AAIER, that's All India Association for Educational Research. And we have been recognized by ISTD, that's Indian Society for Training and Development. And we have also been an ISO certified organization. We have been also registered by Government of Karnataka because we have many centers in Karnataka. And I hold 3 centers in Bangalore. So we're also been affiliated with recognized by Government of Karnataka. We are also being associated with Pacific Northwest Montessori Association, that is PNMA of USA. We are with International Montessori Council, IMC of USA, and with UMA, that's United Montessori Association, UMA. And I mentioned, because we are from Karnataka base, we do have a recognition from the Karnataka registered. recognition. Okay. So that's all about our affiliations. And coming down to who may do this course, a lot of questions on who can do, what's the eligibility criteria. So I'm going to take you through that as well. So if you're a student who is wishing to start your own school, when I say student, you could have graduated from any of the other courses. You could have done your graduation or your post-graduation, but you want to start your own preschool, or you want to start your own early childhood center, or you have your premises and a setup and you want to establish a daycare center, or it could be an activity hub or a Montessori school itself. So those students can actually take up as a career option. Now, when you choose this as a center head, as a preschool owner, or as a daycare owner, you should definitely have in-depth knowledge on how to set up this educational institute, right? You will be able to understand not only about setting up, but this course will also give you a lot of insights about you understanding the child psychology. You would also understand how language in childhood can be actually helped upon or developed upon. You can learn about administering your school, managing your school, not only on these, but you would also be working with children on their nutrition and healthcare. So definitely, if you're looking to start up something on your own, you should think about joining this course. Second thing, if you want to start as a career, okay, as a Montessori teacher or as an early childhood professional, you can actually take up, because this is one of the very noble profession, I could say. And if and many might ask you, should I do this particular course? See, when you do this course, you can understand the program even better, because the curriculum is in such a way that the Montessori curriculum is in such a way that it covers all aspects of early childhood education, right? And there's large demand for trained early educators, not only in India, but in abroad as well. There's a lot of competition. And if at all, if you want to get your placements in good schools, these certification programs can definitely help you. And this is one of your stepping stone to start your career with. If you don't have the certification, it might be, you might still look for your jobs in schools. But if you do this, you will be much more confident enough in presenting your lessons and the curriculum in the rightful way. Okay. If you're an existing teacher, you have experience, you know how to work with children, you know to run the individual curriculums and other things, but still, I want you to upgrade to Montessori education. It's not that I want to, but in case if you want to upgrade your learning, teachers, you should consider to go for this particular course. Okay. Because these days, many of the conventional schools are adapting the Montessori methodology, because they are working with mixed abilities of children. And in that way, Montessori would be the best curriculum, because you can give one-to-one, and at the same time, you can also work for multi-age grouping. Many of the preschools, many of the conventional schools, many of the K-12s and the elementaries have started implementing Montessori methodology. Earlier, it used to be only in the West, but now in most of the schools in India, they are integrating it with the Montessori methodology. So please, teachers, you can consider this. It's not only for the freshers, even for the experienced teachers, you can actually look in for enrolling for this. Now, it's not only for teachers, right? So even if you're a parent and if you want to work with your children with utmost potential, I think even parents can actually enroll into this program. We have many of the parents who have got enrolled into the program, but later they got so inspired about this methodology, they actually took up their career. It was a win-win situation for them. They could work closely with their children. They could see how it helped for the self-construction of their own child, but at the same time, they could also pass on this methodology and their learnings to the other students when they became the teacher themselves. Okay, so parents, you can also look into it. It's going to be an amazing opportunity for you, because you can actually learn a lot from this course. And this is for all the moms and dads who have children of 2 to 6 years of age. This would be the best course for you to indulge into it. Now, it's not only for all of the parents and teachers, but if you are willing to work with children, this is a go-to program, because if you're passionate to work with young children, if you want to learn about how to educate them, how to care for young children, right? Or if you're planning to value the future parenthood, this is a good thing that you can always do that, right? So we have many students right from colleges. They are participating in such courses. They are educating themselves and they're working. Okay, so this is going to be one of the course that you can actually look into it. Okay, and even if you're a special educator, if you want to get in-depth knowledge about helping the children with special ability, right? You might not be knowing sometimes how to work with such children, how to uh, what I could say is like, how to give an amazing program for those children so that it benefits them, right? Specially able children. So you should be able to integrate this Montessori curriculum to their special needs. In that cases, what happens? You are helping the child to prepare for his life in this community. So if you want to help, definitely yes, people willing to support the special needed children, please go for this course. It's going to be helping you. Okay. Now coming on to our program, I might not go very much in depth about it, but I'm going to give you a gist of it. What we're going to be working in our program is like we're going to work on respecting the child. We're going to concentrate on the sensitive periods for the learning. We're going to also learn about how to prepare an environment so that our lessons go very smooth. We're also going to learn about the independence and the engagement program. That is how children can discover the learning program. So these are some of the core principles that we're going to be concentrating on. Now, what are the other things that we work on our theory? So entire curriculum for you will be divided into three parts. So we have a theory session, we have a practical sessions, and we do have some of the assignments and workshops that you have to attend, and then you will also have to be giving certain demos. But when it comes down to theory, we would first start with understanding the Montessori philosophy. Sometimes we also understand about Dr. Montessori's principles also. So the first part that we delve deep into is related to the child psychology, right? So studying about the human development right from birth to adulthood is very important. So we first work on this. We understand for children of 3 to 6 years of age, what are the physical and psychological aspects that the child requires. So this is very important. Now, what Dr. Montessori worked upon, how was her theory? What was her methodology? How did she work on the principles of science, biology, and psychology, and how did she integrate it? Okay, what is the lesson plan? How do we work so that the child can have a adult personality? Okay, so this is something that we're going to be working in our child psychology. Now, to help me to work on it, I would take help of Dr. Montessori's Montessori philosophy, right? The core concepts for me when I'm working on these principles is related to my absorbent mind. We're going to be dealing with the sensitive periods of children. We're also going to learn a little bit more on the human tendencies, okay, which are for the subconscious powers. Okay, so this is helping my child to work on the self-construction. There are lessons on this. So we work on how to create a structured environment so that the children gain a lot of freedom. They can move around freely. They can talk to other children freely. They can work with their equipments. They can choose whatever that they like, right? But they are not allowed to abuse or disturb the other children. So we are limiting their freedom of work sometimes. So we concentrate on skills like freedom, we concentrate on independence, we work on self-discipline. Again, it helps children to work on concentration, because every time the child is trying to pick a material and they start working on it, the child is concentrating in completing that exercise. So we're going to be working on all these aspects, and that's the beauty of Montessori methodology. Okay, so we work on all the 7 principles and we cover all of that. Now, to work on this, I need to have a methodology. So in our course, we deep dive a little bit more on the functionality of this methodology. Okay, so you as trainees and teachers, so you would be the adult who gets the training from the institute, and you would be so called as the Montessori directress. Now, what are your responsibilities? We're going to understand that also, right? So you can first work on preparing the environment to children so that the cohesive and scientific environment is all been set so that the child can come to the class and they can start working, right? So helping you to work on this methodology, sometimes the course will give you abundant knowledge on setting up, preparing the environment, how to use the materials effectively, how teach, what is your role, and how is it so different comparatively to a traditional teacher. These are something that we're going to be saying. And what are the 5 areas in Montessori? We're going to deep dive in learning, and we would learn each and every material. So there are about 250 to 300 materials in this methodology, and we're going to learn every material in detail. And you are supposed to do the lesson planning to each one of them. Okay. And we divide it into 5 areas. The first one being the practical life. Now, what are practical life? We want the children to get familiar with all the home activities. Like in home, we do sweeping, polishing, dusting, pouring. We also prepare snacks and food, right? So when the same thing happens at school, the child will be able to connect very easily. So you always begin with EPL exercises. And these activities were designed by Dr. Montessori to help the child achieve independence and confidence through the meaningful activities that they do in their day-to-day life, and not with all the toy material. It has to be the real life objects. When they are working with real life objects, they are able to develop coordination, concentration, independence, hand dexterity will be better, right? And they start caring for oneself, they start caring for the environment. And since they are working with so much of focus and concentration, they develop a lot of patience and they become more graceful and courteous. So these are some of the areas that we would concentrate in practical life. So in our course, this is the first thing that we start in our practical sessions. We help you to work on this. This is not the only thing. This is just a gist of it. But again, the practical life, we further divided into preliminary exercises, taking care of oneself, taking care of others, respect, coordination, control of movement, right? All these things will come under my EPL skills. And there are many exercises to work on it. The second thing that we're going to be concentrating is understanding your environment itself. And we call this as sensory learning, and we use sensorial materials. Now, what do we do here? The child understands the environment. They start learning through their senses. Now, every piece of material, whatever we keep it in our racks and shelves, has got an isolating quality. Okay, what is that isolating quality? The child can learn about color. The child can learn about weight or size or shape or textures, even sounds and smells, right? So we're going to be working with all the 9 senses exercises. That's going to be an amazing thing, and you will be amazed to see how well the program is structured. When you do this in a very systematic way, I'm 200% sure that you take it right into your classrooms and you will make sure that your child is able to do these exercises without any difficulty. Okay, that is the difference between a certified Montessori teacher and a teacher who is not certified. Okay, sometimes you get confused of how to do what to do. So that's the reason preparation of the environment is so important for all of us. And this training will teach you how to prepare every lesson for your children so that you get the true understanding. You will have a purpose. There is an order, there is a structure, and all these materials are didactic. Okay, and they allow the child to see their mistakes and they can correct themselves, so which helps them indirectly to develop perseverance and positive self-image, and they have a positive attitude towards all the mistakes that they actually do it. How amazing it is, right? So teachers, don't rethink about joining. Do join this course. I'm very confident that you will be able to do it. When other students have taken it and they are doing it so well, why can't you do it, right? Now think about this one. Language is my favorite because this is very, very important, because there's a lot of pressure these days on children when it comes down to reading and writing. Sometimes children, even though they are 6 years, they're finding it so difficult to read and write. Why is that happening? That is happening because you're not trained, you're not skilled to introduce the rightful way to read and write for children. anytime when it comes down to reading and writing, it has to be introduced naturally to children. Okay, so we do a lot of oral sessions. We start beginning by enriching the child's vocabulary through songs, sing-alongs, jingles. Then again, we put them onto theater events. Okay, there's a lot of storytelling, story reading. Okay, helping the child to gaze around, to take a look through the books. As they turn around the pages, they start orally identifying objects. So there's a lot of picture reading which actually happens. Then is what you can actually introduce the actual academics. You teach them letters, you teach the entire alphabet set, you teach them the uppercase letters, lowercase letters, the blending techniques, you teach them the differences of vowels and consonants, how vowels can make multiple sounds, what are the alternative spelling rules. We get into punctuations, we get into grammar, we get into sentence building, right? All these things are related to in our grammar lessons, sorry, the language lessons. Okay, so what is that structure? Amazing program. Language subject itself will be almost like around 2 months of a program. So you can imagine how depth this program is going to be there. Okay, if you have enrolled into my diploma sessions under this institution where I am training you, this language program is going to be there for 2 months. We're going to learn many things. First, we begin with phonic sounds when it comes down to the academic part. From there, we get into blending, segmenting, right? We work with CVC words, CCVC words, CVVC words, alternative spellings, a lot of things. Phonograms, phonetic object boxes, many things are there. So slowly, when the child also starts to learn this in a systematic way, it becomes so easy. They become so good, and the reading naturally comes to them. Okay, and the writing will also come. So we use many Montessori materials to enable the skill for reading and writing. Okay, so stay tuned. So that's our third subject. Then we get into our mathematics. Okay, so mathematics again, we use a lot of concrete materials in our classes. We work with each of you student, be it online or offline. We show you the working model, how to work with design materials. Wherein if you're an online students, you just get the gist of it. You can see how those exercises has to be done through, and you start writing notes. If you're an offline student, after we introduce the material, on every Saturdays, you get the hands-on exercise wherein you can physically come to the center and you would be able to work with all these materials and start making your own observational notes. Okay, so these are the ones that we're going to be working. So math is again like we learn numbers from 1 to 10 in the first part. Second part, we work with the decimal system. And then again, we learn a lot more on quantities. We understand operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We get into solid foundations for algebra, geometry, when we are working with our concrete materials. It's a very simple thing, but many materials have actually been used to work on it. Okay. And not to forget about the cultural subjects. We are also into geography, history, botany, zoology, science, music, and art, right? This is one of the subject which is helping to feed children onto their imagination, and they start understanding the real world during the time that they are very sensitive. And teachers, in case if you do this, cultural science is a big hit in our classrooms because children love doing culture lessons. Okay, and this is where we do a lot more. You can work on class assemblies and all of that, and this is one of my favorite topic apart from language too. Okay, see, everything is so good. Everything about Montessori is so good if you do it in the rightful way. Okay, now what is our program objective? Now the program is designed especially for all you aspiring educators who want to understand more about Montessori method. If you want to become an aspiring Montessori teacher, then why are you waiting? You should do this course. Okay, you might work in any school. You might be working in a kindergarten, or you might be working in a preschool, or you might be working in a daycare center. But if you want to do this, please do it. Okay, so this is one thing. What about the certification program? So you will be certified by International Montessori Teacher Training Institute for completing your diploma in Montessori. Okay. And what are the programs it covers? It is covered about school administration. We cover about psychology. We cover about you understanding about the child's development. We cover about the role of art and craft at the early years. We also cover the topics like on school administration, understanding nutrition and healthcare for children, and lot more Montessori key areas and the developmental areas with hands-on exercises. Now, who are our target our audience? All the existing and exciting existing aspiring educators and teachers. You can join. Parents who are looking forward to have a good understanding of Montessori methodology, you can join. Or students who have just completed your high school or who have completed graduation and have a good understanding of English language, you can also join. What about the career opportunities? You can become an educator in any of the Montessori schools. You can become the Montessori directors, kindergarten teacher. You can join as a kindergarten teacher, even a kindergarten counselor, administrator in a preschool. You can become. Sometimes I have many of my students who have become even the school coordinators, curriculum coordinators, supervisors, right? Not only that, you can also start your own Montessori school, kindergarten, or a daycare center also. Okay, so your program mentors. So we have many of the trained, certified, and experienced trained trainers, and all of them have the exposure in working with young learners. So we have all the faculty members who have completed the Montessori courses and who have also been associated with young children. Okay, they have to be working in any of the preschools or the early childhood developmental care centers. Okay, only then they would be able to mentor you. Okay, and everybody has got a expertise in preschool domain like child psychology. They know about classroom management. They are able to understand the school administration, and they're also aware about the modern methodologies, including the Montessori and the other methods also. Okay, so this is my team. So with me, we have many of the other members also, and they will be mentoring you. And coming down to the duration, we have a 1 year it's a 1 year program which covers both theory and the practical. The mode of session, it's up to the students. Now you can choose an online session or an offline session or a hybrid. Hybrid is like we do have students from Bangalore. If you're staying very close to our centers, you do online on the weekdays and you come to the center on weekends. That's on Saturday. You come there and you experience and work with all the materials. So we have hybrid facility also. So you can opt whatever is feasible to you. Coming to the curriculum, as I mentioned, these are the programs and the chapters that we cover: childhood education, child psychology, art and craft, language and communication, school administration, nutrition and healthcare, Montessori methods, key developmental areas, and all. Now, what about the why the program is um, so good, or what are the silent features about it? Is because you can either do an online, offline. We have a resource center. We have 3 resource centers. You can come down and you can take up the admissions over there. Individual attention would be given to all of you. Reasonable fee structure we do have. We regularly give you feedbacks of how you are doing, and always there is a continuous guidance by me. If you are working on an offline program or an online program, I would definitely be helping you to guide so that you would be working with other industries also, and lesson plannings, techniques, helping you to work on modern methods. Okay, all of that, and 100% placement support and assistance we give you. Now the mode of payment, when it comes down to this, admissions are open. First thing is like you have to fill in the application form. Online students can send us a query and we give you an application form. We want you to fill in the application form and send it, okay, through an email or through WhatsApp. You can send us the application form. And there are a couple of other things that you have to attest. It could be your ID proof, your photograph, and all of that. Once that is completed, your application process is completed, you get into your fee module, right? So either you can do a one-shot payment or you can do it in 3 terms. That depends. Okay, and the program fee depends on the study center that you have opted for. So I would request you to contact the service center or the center directors of that, or the trainees for more information. Now coming down to the mode of payment, either you can do cash, check, or you can also do a demand draft, or you can even do through a UPI. And GST will be extra if it is applicable depending on the centers. Okay. Now, this is your entire curriculum. So we have 13 papers, 8 theory subjects, 4 practicals, and Viva, 1 Viva course. And we do have certain other art albums and other things. So when we are into the orientation program, you get a deeper understanding about each of those subjects, what we're going to be working on it. So that's your syllabus part of it. The last thing is, like, now we have come to the end of it. Now you have understood everything. If you want to take up an offline course under me, we have 3 centers in Bangalore. We have our center in Munnekolala, Doddanekundi, and in Manyata Tech Park. You can enroll. You have to drop into the center, fill in the application at the centers. But if you want to take up an online course, I want you to contact me on the following numbers given below. Okay. This, as soon as you contact these numbers, they'll give you again a form to fill out. And whatever are the other things, you get your brochure, you get your prospectus, you get the curriculum, you get your all your required essentials. You get it through the WhatsApp itself as soon as you call. I would always suggest, please WhatsApp or drop a message. The team would get back to you. You will get handful of information about it, and then you can join. Okay, admissions are open for our April batch. Register soon because we have very less number of seats in each of the batches. Okay, so that's about our courses. I hope I have given you a brief introduction about what do we offer in this particular course. I would see you soon, and have a great evening and loads of love. Take care. Bye-bye.